Scene with a 10-man free-for-all, some heavy-duty style of play, and a drill to improve your shooting skill. Won't you come along? Yep, you're reading it right. Disney's Wide World of Sports. Mount up, paintballers. It's time for Paintball 2Xtremes. Hey, everybody, I'm your host, James Bates. Now, check this out. Paintball is the world's #1 recreational sport. The World Cup is the #1 event of that #1 sport. All that at Disney's Wide World of Sports. And you know we're going to have tons of fun today. But I can't handle it all by myself. I got to look to my co-host, too, Jen Pierce.
James, you better hurry on up over here because the action's starting to heat up. In this episode of PB2X, we're going to give you some tips on how to improve your shooting accuracy. We're also going to give you a preview of some of the hot new equipment out there on the market. And I might do a little shopping of my own and find myself a souvenir. But first, let's check in with James and JJ for some 10-man action.
1, 2, 3, rage!
Well, Jen, you think these guys are ready? That's Rage on the right.
You hear me? Line them up! Shoot them down! Line them up! Shoot them down! Line them up! Shoot them down! 1, 2, 3, Cartel!
And on the left, you'll have Cartel trying to line them up and shoot them down. 10-man Pro-Am action, the finals of the 2004 World Cup here in Orlando, and here we go.
Here we go indeed. There goes Rage in the breakout. Meanwhile, we have Cartel breaking out. Now in 10-man, you can break out differently. For one thing, you can be more aggressive. You can afford to throw some players forward. You notice Rage has a player past the 50, already in the center of the field, past the 50 in the breakout, which you can afford to try these things when you have 10 players. If you lose a player, you send another one forward. You can't afford that in 5-man.
Well, last week we brought a lot of 5-man action to you here on Paintball 2Xtremes. Now it's 10-man, and if you haven't seen the 10-man played, it's a lot different from the 5-man, not just what JJ told you. But for starters, the flags are at each end. You got to get down to your opponent's end, grab the flag, come back and hang it at your station. So usually it happens when the field's all cleaned out. No flag action for the most part in the middle of the match.
Right, that's normally the way it works. On occasion, you'll see a clockwise, counterclockwise game where one team will push one side, the other team push the other, and both teams have been known to pull the flags at the same time and then bring them back. That's happened. It's rare, especially in fields like this where you can see so well. There we see the Rage player walking off the field. He made it past the 50. He got a lot of attention. I don't know that he did any damage, but he kept people focused on him for quite some time.
Well, paintball is such a game of angles, and when you can get everybody's attention, they let their guard down for those other angles. When there are 10 guys on each side, there are balls everywhere in the air.
Look at the snake. We have a Cartel player going to bunker one, and he is shot before he gets there. Great angle from the referee there. The referee sees him coming in, calls him out, tells him he's out, and leaves the Rage player in the game. That's the way it's supposed to be done. Great reffing.
Well, great referees and great players here at the 10-man Pro-Am Championships of the World Cup 2004. You're looking at Rage on the right, the 3rd seed coming in, and Cartel, the 2nd seed here today on the left.
Yeah, Cartel was a top amateur team last year, top 10-man amateur team. Rage has been around a long time as a 10-man pro team, have a long history, many victories under their belt, and they're bringing it here to Cartel.
Well, Cartel, not only a top team, they were the best team in Orlando last year, the champions at the World Cup 2003, trying to take one home 1 year later in 2004.
Now here we have a Rage player that's broken past the 50 in the snake. He's in the Cartel Dorito. Both Ys are filled for Cartel and Rage. We have Cardona shooting cross court there. That's Hector. And another Cartel player walking off the field. The referee giving him the bad news. Rage has 2 players in their Y now. They're really trying to work this Y.
There you see Hector Cardona working the Y, one of the pros for Team Rage. A handful of pros on Rage. On the other side, Cartel, well, you've got novice, rookies, and amateurs. So 2 different approaches to this World Cup and trying to pull up the big win, and that'll help a little bit.
Yeah, that does help Cartel. They eliminate another Rage player out of the Y. There's Cardona working the middle there on the Y again. Little jousting action.
Back and forth, great camera work, and there's the bird's eye view. And here comes Cardona moving in.
Now he's looking towards the center of the field, trying to clean it up now. Rage is going to take this one.
And there you see the difference. When it comes to flags between 5 and 10 men, you clean that field, go down, grab the flag at your opponent's end, and then Hector Cardona will take it back for Team Rage and hang it at their end for the win. You got a handful of wins to go before you take home that championship, but it's a good first step. And you'll take baby steps to finally hang it. We'll have more for you later. You better believe if teams make it this far in the World Cup, they know what they're shooting at, and they got a pretty good aim, too. Well, most of the time. It's a skill that takes a lot of practice before you notice improvement, but it's also a very important skill if you want to be a good paintballer. And today, getting our aim on is what we're talking about in a segment we like to call Game On.
Hello, I'm Bob Long. Today I'm going to show you some drills that you can use for accuracy. Okay, what we're going to do is accuracy, showing different accuracy drills. I put a cone out here, and what I'm going to do is this guy from the back center, he's going to run out and shoot that cone with a guy in the back shooting at him. So after he learns to run and shoot the cone, hold his gun straight, not move his top buddy, and run full speed, that's going to be very hard to do at the beginning. But after you learn, you can do it. I mean, you have to do it hundreds of times. But you run with your legs, keep your body tilted, and hold your body, and hold your gun, and don't move your top half. That'll give you accuracy. You can do it any different types of ways. You can stick a shovel in the ground and shoot at the head of the shovel. You can take hubcaps, you can put them on trees, and run across and shoot the hubcap. It's the ping, so you can do it by yourself. As you're running through, you hear the ping, ping, ping. You know you hit it. So main thing is learning how to run, aim, and shoot.
See, you do the drills, you learn the skills, and maybe one day you can become a pro like Avery Amaya and pay the bills. That's poetry, right? That's good stuff. Good. It's plain and simple. But one thing that's not plain and simple is the rest of the show. We got some great stuff coming up for you, like introducing you to an amazing member of the paintball family, and we'll go back to the field for some more 10-on-10 action. Don't you dare miss it. Paintball 2Xtremes is brought to you by National Paintball Supply, the world's largest paintball supplier. By Bob Long, the man behind the world-renowned Intimidator. And by 32 Degrees, cool as ice. Welcome back to Paintball 2Xtremes and the World Cup of Paintball here in Orlando, Florida. Well, I'm sitting here chilling on a bunker. You know there's some 10-man teams out there grinding, trying to make it to the finals. What do you say we go check in and see who came out on top? All right, well, we're ready for a little bit more Pro-Am 10-man action here at the World Cup 2004. There's your #1 seed, Justice, on the left, breaking out. They're taking on the #4 seed, Atomics.
Yeah, Justice has a strong history as a 10-man team in the amateur ranks. They've won several events, always a contender, and that's why they're seeded #1 coming into this finals.
They're up against a relatively new team, but a strong team. It's pretty strong just to get this far here to the finals in the World Cup, and it's Atomics in the gray. They're in the red, Justice, and that's a pretty cool shot.
That is a pretty cool shot, shooting right at your living room. Now there's a Justice player walking off the field. Both teams are going to lose a few players here. They're kind of jockeying for position, trying to get the right angles, trying to move up the field.
And in 10-man, JJ, you can afford to lose a few players off that break. It's all about the positioning as you march into the later part of the game.
Yeah, you'll lose some players early on. That's kind of part of the game. Again, trying to find the position, trying to find the right angle. Then as you begin to improve your angles and begin to move up the field, then you begin to get an advantage, get the opponents on their heels, and try to take advantage of that and push them over the edge.
Bird's eye view of Team Justice and the Empire Field here at Disney's Wide World of Sports, making a little move up to that temple in the middle of the field.
Yeah, Justice takes the 50 there in the center, and he has a teammate there in the snake past the 50. He's to the right there, behind the Dorito, great angles. Both of these guys can do serious damage from these spots.
And here comes the damage. There you saw one Atomics guy go. There goes another. Another.
That's right, another, because Atomics there realized the snake was causing some damage, so he went up to try to take him out and got shot out in the process.
So Team Justice well over the 50 now, hunkered down in the temple. You see him up in the snake. They're taking over this field step by step, trying to clean it up and go grab that flag and take it back to their house and hang it and get a big win here in the final. One guy left in the Y for Atomics, and that's Joshua Gastelum, trying to stand strong.
He won't be able to stand long. You see Justice breaking down the left tape completely now. They're actually behind him, so Josh is all that's left, and he's done.
And he's gone. So, 6 guys left strong, on the field, in the red and black, and Justice is pumping it up right now, coming in as a #1 seed. And they look every bit that strong. They'll check and make sure their guy's clean. You can't hang it dirty. He's clean, and so are 5 other guys. Big win in round 1 for Team Justice. How's this for a snake, huh? All kinds of fun here at the World Cup of Paintball in Orlando, and well, tons of action, too. So much action that we can't fit it all into one little TV show. That's why you got Paintball 2Xtremes, the magazine. And the issue that's out right now is sensational, you could say. The January issue will include complete coverage from here at the Cup, a look at the ladies of Empress, and a review of The Nerve. Pick one up and enjoy. Hey, welcome back to Paintball 2Xtremes in Disney's wide world of sports. We're at the beginning of the week. Over 400 teams, thousands of players signed up for the World Cup of Paintball. And once you get around to these events and meet some of these people, you quickly realize that there are a lot of unique individuals playing this great sport.
Today is all about 10-man, and if you haven't noticed, sometimes success is found in the smaller players. But we've come across a team that's found a lot of success being supersized rather than jockey-sized.
Team name's Heavy Duty. We've won 3-man World Championship this year and 7-man International Amateur Open this year.
And what makes that record even more impressive is that Heavy Duty has been in existence for only 10 months, and their aggressive style of play has already become their trademark.
Guns up all the time, shoot a lot of paint, worry about how much it costs later. We're here to win.
We have quite a few big guys on the team, 440 pounds, and I will run down the field and bunker somebody.
The heavy-duty team does have some smaller players in the front positions, but when it comes to making plans and choosing tactics, the 5 team captains, the big guys in back, are the ones who lead the way.
Everybody's on the same page, and that we even had a guy come from out of Chicago to run a 2-day clinic for us. After the 2 days was up, he said, "You guys got something special. You all have a closeness of some people that you just don't see very often in any kind of sports."
So you see, the sport of paintball has a little something for everybody. Well, as long as you keep it under 300 feet per second. That's a chronograph used to measure the speed of the balls coming out of the markers. And as far as measuring the speed of the words coming out of our expert's mouth in the 1-minute review, it's pretty impossible, but here it is, our 1-minute review.
This is the newly designed BT16 Elite. Today we're going to show you some of the features of the gun. The BT16 Elite is machined from 6061 T6 aluminum. It offers hard anodizing, prevents from scratching. The BT16 Elite offers interchangeable 45 grip frame for your style of play. It also includes a stainless steel bottom line for rugged durability during play. Another feature of the BT16 Elite is the adjustable front vertical grip. It gives you almost 2 inches of travel. This also includes a Picatinny rail system, which offers you the ability to mount sights, lasers, pretty much anything you want. This vertical feed system on the BT16 Elite offers a collet locking system. Slide your loader in, lock it down. We'll let the loader come out or twist. The BT16 is offered in a fully loaded tactical version for the big game scenario player. It includes the front barrel kit, the rear car stock, and a M16 carrying handle. All the accessories you need.
You know, I like to sew, and I was thinking here while I was at the World Cup that I'd make some kind of souvenir, but it would take me way too long and I would miss all the paintball action. So look what CJ whipped me up in about 5 minutes. Pretty cool, huh? How'd you do this?
Basically, we take your name, we put it into our computer, we select the fonts, this font being College Town and everything. We put it onto the machine, takes about 5 minutes to sew it out. The machine does all the work.
All right, well, this is pretty cool. I'm gonna wear it all week long while I'm watching all the paintballers. I look like a kung fu fighter. Yeah! Everybody wants kung fu fighting!
All right, settle down a little bit, Jen, because we're about to wax on and wax off a championship here. We've got Cartel on the left with 109 points in this final. And you're looking at the #1 seed, Justice, breaking it down with 193 points. All they have to do is eliminate 6 Cartel players right there on the left from this bird's eye view in this final match. And here we go, they're breaking out. Cartel on the left, Justice on the right, the final round here at the 2004 World Cup.
There's one Cartel player taking it right in the goggles, headed for the dead box. Cartel has to win this decisively in order to take the World Cup. They have to win it by 84 points or more in order to go home the championship.
Which means not only do they have to win, but they have to keep a lot of their guys strong. Now, we saw this same scenario last week in 5-man play, and it's a little bit more attainable in 10-man. You can do that because of the flag being at either end, right?
That's right. Because the flag's at both ends, James, you have to go to the other end of the field to pull the flag. As a result, it's very difficult to get a first pull and not be in control of the field. So generally, you only pull the flag after you've pretty much eliminated the other team, if not completely eliminated the other team. And there's a good chance that whoever does that will win, and winning by 84 points is not that difficult.
Well, difficult to get here. In Orlando, the 2004 World Cup, they're going down for Cartel. They can't have that. Oh, great shot from the ref cam, sending 2 guys back to the dead box.
Yeah, Cartel's really pushing that snake, and there they tried to go one-on-one with the Justice player. They went after each other, and both of them were eliminated. Working hard, he's checking. He was not hit, he's still playing. Again, both teams have players in the snakes. They're in their Doritos, working the angles cross court.
And those two teams are Cartel and Justice, each trying to take home a championship. We'll have the conclusion of this 10-man final when we return to Paintball 2Xtremes in just a second. Paintball 2Xtremes is brought to you by Diablo. Play with fire. By Empire, it's a lifestyle. And by National Paintball Supply, the world's largest paintball supplier. Welcome back to the 10-man World Cup Finals in Orlando, where just moments ago, a big development, JJ.
Yeah, Joey Hopkins snap shooting, gets shot out, and that's the 6-man loss for Cartel.
That's a pretty big number in this match. Cartel, remember, coming in 109 points. As you see Joey Hopkins up there at the top of your screen going into that dead box, that hurts them, trying to come up with a big win. And Justice with 193, all kinds of big points throughout the weekend. And now Justice just trying to finish things off, but Cartel still looking pretty strong for a win here in this final match, the way it all works out.
Yeah, Cartel can win this game, but with their 6-man now in the dead box, they cannot win the World Cup. Justice realizes they needed to get a body count, so you see they're working the field, just trying to stay alive, trying to take more people down, to slow the game down. They're not in a big hurry to get this over with. They know that with the body count where it is, they're going to win the World Cup.
Filling up those hoppers, making a move. There's Cartel, the number 2 seed coming in, and Justice, the number 1 seed, rightfully so, with that 193-point mountain to climb. And they're sitting atop it right now. There's a nice bird's eye view of the 2 Ys, both teams working.
Yeah, Cartel's being a little conservative. I don't know that they're sure that the 6-man was enough. So they're working conservative. They're trying to take out the Justice players without losing any more players. Just on the other hand, just trying to slow it down, knock out some more players before it's over. You hear Cartel communicating to each other, who's on who. He's yelling, the rollie's on me, meaning the rollie's shooting at him. So he asks his players to shoot out the rollie, which they do gladly, as you can see.
And they sure do, and gladly grab that flag and get the win for the game. But they're 2 points shy of that championship, the World Cup champions, Team Justice, in a very emotional victory. They're with Jen right now.
Team Justice here just won the 10-man finals at the 2004 World Cup. Tell me about KJ here.
KJ's a kid that played out of our home field where we are sponsored from, and he had cancer. And last year to date, this is the day that he passed away. He played his last game. Actually, it was the 31st, excuse me. He played his last game of paintball, and everybody here at World Cup was with him. And then he passed away here. So this event, the trophy, everything's dedicated to KJ.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And with that, we're out of time. Wouldn't you know it? Can somebody call Spike and ask him if maybe we can get an hour next week? That would be awesome. More paintball, more fun stuff. Ooh, and maybe they could pay me $40 instead of $20 to host. Wouldn't that be cool? Well, hey, whatever it takes, mark your calendar, set your PDA, whatever you need to do, because next week's show is tons of fun. How about X-Ball from the World Cup, for example? And some advice on how to stretch for success. For Jan and JJ, I'm James Bates. Yeah, we'll see you then.